All right, the opposite of donuts, perhaps, in a food world could be vegetables.
Yeah, so Hal Sherrick, Hustlin' Hal, he's in the kitchen today. He's making icebox soup. I had to ask you earlier what it was because I haven't heard of it.
It's his secret recipe for a soup combining leftover vegetables and whatnot. Let's take a listen to the one and only Hustlin' Hal.
Hey again, everybody, Hustlin' Hal here, bringing you inside my kitchen during this COVID-19 crisis. You guys are in luck because this is something that I do just about every month. And this was the weekend to do it. You see some pretty vegetables laid out here. What I'm gonna do for you today is what is called icebox soup. You've heard the term waste not, want not. Well, that is kind of like what this is I go through my vegetable drawers, food that hasn't been used or was used and there's a little bit left and it may be on the verge of either having to throw it out or go in the compost pile. Well, catch it before it gets to that point and make soup. There are a few key ingredients you need besides whatever you find in your vegetable drawer, and one of those is chicken stock. Chicken broth, chicken stock, make your own, buy it, doesn't really matter. I've got 32 ounces here, that's going in there. Same amount of water, 32 ounces of water. And then I've got a cup of Bloody Mary mix. Now you can use spicy V8, I've done that before, or whatever kind of tomato juice you like. Don't have to use spicy if you don't want to. And the last thing I want to mention is I do have some leftover rice. My wife made some great teriyaki chicken this week, and the chicken's gone, but there's some rice left. So the kids especially like to add a little starch in their soup. So if you add some rice or some leftover spaghetti noodles, cut them up, put them in the soup late in the cooking process, the kids really like that. So that's something we're gonna do as well. So what we're gonna do at this point is start cutting up some of our vegetables. We'll start peeling, cutting, chopping, getting that set aside, and we'll come back and show you what we're gonna do there in just a second. Well, I've been chopping away for about 15 minutes getting this ready, and the result is this beautiful medley of vegetables we've got. And you might have noticed that the celery stalks, the whole thing goes in. Those celery leaves are especially flavorful, so you don't want to leave those out. And so we've got a nice, pretty start to our soup. And I think I'll even throw maybe a garlic clove or two in for good measure, so feel free to do that. Fresh tomatoes are growing right now. Anything that you want to add, just feel free to dump right in. So now that we've done this and we've got the vegetables ready, we're going to move over to the stove and get things going. Okay, we got the vegetables over here. I've got my Dutch oven ready to go. I love cooking soup in this thing. The ceramic coated metal just holds that heat, does a great job of cooking it. So we're gonna get this going, and it's very easy at this point. You take the chicken broth we talked about, 32 ounces, dump it right in the pot. We're gonna add our water to that. Just dump that right in the pot with it and keep on going. Then we're gonna take our tomato sauce, or in this case, Bloody Mary mix, and dump that right in there as well. Now, we'll go right to the vegetables, beautiful vegetables, and those go right in the pot. Just dump those right in that pot, and then stir it up, give it a good stir. Look at that, I mean, it's beautiful. The seasoning part's easy because most of your seasoning has been done already with the vegetables. The vegetables do a wonderful job of just blending together. Now, I use just salt and pepper in this recipe. Of course, you can add whatever you like. I use a little bit of black pepper. I just eyeball it. I'm so used to doing it. But if I had to say specifically, I'd say about a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper goes in there. And then I've got a little light salt I'm going to use, and just about same as that, probably closer to a teaspoon of salt to start with, or a tablespoon, and we'll check it from there, give it a stir, give it a taste along the way, as you always have to do with soups. So we're gonna do that, we're gonna give it a stir, we're gonna turn this thing to high, put the lid on it until it comes to a boil. Now once it comes to a boil, we'll wanna give it another good stir, and we're gonna put that heat down to a medium-low. All right, it took this about 15 minutes to get to a roaring boil. Obviously open that away from you and take a look at that, would you? It's going really good. We're gonna turn that heat down to a low at this point. Give it a stir, get all those goodies off the sides. Stir it up good. Now, what we're gonna do at this point is we're gonna add some rice. I told you that I had some rice left over. Rice, pasta, any of that's good. I'm just gonna eyeball this, probably not put all of it in, but then I might. Yeah, that's enough, just put all that in. It's about 2 cups of cooked rice. Okay, it's that time. I've got the bowl, so let's check it out. This has been simmering for quite a while. The longer you can let it go, the better, but we're gonna go ahead and spoon some out of here and give it a try. Oh wow, that looks really good. Kind of get some good juices in there with it. Wow, that is a good looking bowl of soup right there. We're gonna take it over here and check it out. All right, this is the moment we've been waiting for. We're gonna give this a try. I mean, that turned out to look really good, and let's hope it tastes just as good as it looks. Give it a little blow. Wow, that is really good. And let me tell you, parents, this is really easy to take on a camp out. Just imagine, you cut up all those vegetables, put them in a gallon Ziploc, take your chicken broth, a can of V8 juice with you. You're gonna have water, your seasonings, a Dutch oven over an open fire while you're camping out. It's a great meal to take with you and get the kids to help you. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you give it a try at home, and good cooking.
I love it. So what you may not know is Hustlin' Hal is actually a really good cook. I know he makes some jerky on the side and things like that too.
Yeah, used to have his own little restaurant, Hal's Pub Grub, as well. Hal does a lot of cooking for us here on Studio 10, and we're always excited when he does because it's delicious. Now, obviously, we didn't get to taste that right now, which is unfortunate, but sometime soon we'll have Hal in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's going to be yummy. And